guys, Darth Deuce here in our Star Wars The Black Series 6-inch action figure review, and today we're going to be taking a look at the newly released C-3PO Black Series 6-inch figure. This is the exclusive with the silver leg as opposed to the Force Awakens one with the red arm. I didn't really want the red arm one, I wanted the original trilogy one, and I actually found this figure at EB Games up here in Canada. I believe it's a Walgreens exclusive in the States, I'm not 100% sure on that. But in Canada, you can find these guys at EB Games. They're starting to pop up. So if you live in Canada, take a look in your EB Games. You might be able to find these guys. Anyways, this is 3PO. A figure I wasn't sure I was going to pick up when I saw it in stores. I wanted to have a 3PO figure. I think he would look pretty cool in the collection. He is a classic character. So here he is. The Black Series has been out for a while now. It's kind of funny we haven't had a 3PO figure yet, though we had an R2 since the very first wave. But you got the standard Force Awakens sort of packaging here. You got Star Wars The Black Series with the red backdrop, the figure in the packaging, C-3PO, an image of him. He has no number because he is an exclusive. And on the back here, you have another image of him with a bio which says C-3PO. C-3PO is a droid programmed for etiquette and protocol. Over the years, he was involved in some of the galaxy's most thrilling battles and is fluent in more than 7 million forms of communication. A fun fact, the more than 7 million forms of communication is actually wrong. In the movie, he says he's fluent in more than 6 million forms of communication, not 7 million. So it's kind of funny, they kind of had an error there in their bio of the packaging, but there's the packaging, pretty cool. But we're going to get this guy open and take a closer look at him out of the packaging. Alright guys, now we have C-3PO out of the packaging, and this is a cool figure, but it's not a great figure. Hasbro could have done a lot with this guy, and this guy falls short in a fair amount of aspects. He has a couple of cool features too, but there's a decent amount wrong with this figure. But first off, as you can tell, he is painted in this gold, shiny gold paint, which looks nice. Has a nice reflective shine to it. Definitely it would have been nice to get the more vac chrome look. Of course, because this is Hasbro, we weren't going to get that, just like we didn't get with Captain Phasma. But the gold paint did turn out nice of what they used. The head sculpt, if I can get it to focus in, does look really nice. He's got yellow painted eyes with some white in there and the black for the pupils. You got the mouth sculpted in and whatnot. And you got some nice sculpted detail for the head. You got some more nice sculpted detail. Some nice painted wires and sculpted detail there. You got the pistons and whatnot on the arms and some nice sculpted detail. The hands are nicely sculpted. And you got black paint apps on the bottom of the palms. The back there, you got, again, more nice sculpting work with a little backpack thing on there. Leg detail and sculpt detail is nice. These pieces that come out of the hinges of his knees look really cool. You do have the silver painted right leg. Feet are sculpted nicely. And sculpt-wise, it is a pretty good-looking figure, and even paint-wise, wow, it would have been nice to get a chrome gold. It is a clean paint job. In those regards, it is quite nice. Now, in terms of articulation, this is where this figure really falls short. He has a ball joint in the head with a hinge, so you get a good range of motion of the head. Single ball hinges at the shoulders, no bicep swivel, no hinge at the elbow, which really sucks. The hinge at the elbow isn't too bad because they have the sculpted pistons, and it would have been hard to kind of engineer the elbow articulation for that. But no bicep swivel really does hurt this figure. I can't get some of the positions I'd like him to get. That being said, he usually only has his arms bent in anyways, but still there are just some positions that he just should be able to get and can't, which really sucks. He also has a swivel and a hinge at the wrist, a ball joint at the torso, ball hinges at the hips, which don't move nearly as much as other Black Series figures do, a swivel at the thigh, a single hinge at the knee, and a hinge at the ankle with a rocker. So while C-3PO doesn't need crazy articulation because he doesn't move a ton. I would have really liked at least a bicep swivel in the arms, if not the hinge at the elbow, at least the bicep swivel. And they didn't even do that, which really does suck. He doesn't come with any accessories, which normally would be a downside, but he's a figure where he doesn't really use any accessories. The only thing I could really think of off the top of my head is maybe giving him an interchangeable hand that has him holding the comlink. That's all I can really think of. And last but not least, I will give you a height comparison, which is the last, actually, the last con of this figure. I feel he's a little too small. Here's a Luke Skywalker from A New Hope, which is supposed to be a shorter figure because Luke is shorter. And 3PO is just about the same height, if not slightly shorter, which I just don't think he should be. I think 3PO should be at least a little taller. So that bugs me a little bit. Just taking him away will compare him with another droid that's just been released in the Black Section line, which is K2SO, and K2SO just towers over him. Like, a lot. But anyways, that was my review of the C-3PO A New Hope version from the Black Series 6-inch line. Overall, if you want a C-3PO figure in the scale and don't want to pay the money to get a better one like the model kit, I'm not 100% sure how much that costs. It might not be too much more, but this is probably your cheapest option if you can find it in stores for a 3PO that's relatively in scale with your 6-inch figures. And if you want a 3PO figure, it's a good 3PO figure, and I recommend getting it for as long as you're not going to pay scalper prices. That being said, I wouldn't go out of your way to pay scalper prices, and if you're not too concerned about getting a C-3PO for your 6-inch Black Series collection, I wouldn't worry about getting him too much. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and may the Force be with you.